Good morning and assalamu alaikum to day two of Work Reinvention Summit. It's a great show by AIM Consulting. Ali Ghazanfar always has been leading this word by bringing in the right topics at the right time. As Pakistan is and some of other countries in the world are resuming their work post-COVID, this is the time that industry, academia, governments need to rethink reimagining or rethinking the work. So we are bringing you a great panel discussion, especially on the topic of bridging the expectation of academia and the expectation of industry from the academia regarding the workforce of the future. I'm Imran Jatala, your host for today. I'm Director Innovation with Zoc Group, and I'm co-founder of Innovators Garage. We have two great panelists today with us. Starting with Dr. Aksa Shabir. Dr. Aksa Shabir is Director, ORIC, Office of Research, Innovation and Commercialization with Lahore College for Women University. Lahore College for Women University is a 15,000 female school, one of the largest female school in Asia. And this is a great discussion. We'll be starting with Dr. Aksa in terms of female participation in Pakistan's future development. And then we have Mr. Imtiaz Rastegar. Mr. Imtiaz Rastegar, well, he has an illustrious industrial career starting from Rastegar Group of companies. He's simply the one of the best business professional Pakistan has ever produced. He's exporting products from Pakistan to more than 50 countries across the world. Then he's contributing towards the academia of Pakistan as well. He's on the board of multiple universities like Air University and Park Austria University, Haripur. Then he's on the board of lot of uh, some big defense companies, defense organizations of Pakistan. So welcome on board, Mr. Imtiaz Rastegar. So who would like to be the first one, industry or academia, to start with to bridge the expectation of both the worlds? Dr. Aksa, if you can please unmute yourself.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Imran, for having me here. And it's great to talk to you over here at this forum. And it's also great to be on the same panel as Mr. Imtiaz Rastegar. So you've already
Dr. Aksa, I guess we're losing you. Mr. Imtiaz Asghar, if you can please start, you can share your thoughts about the future of workforce.
Okay, okay. Uh, Thank you very much. I hope that Aksa can join us shortly. But in the meantime, I have put together some thoughts. We are every day involved with this same situation as employers and as uh, different in my different roles. So this subject, which is quite dear to my heart. But right now, from the business standpoint of view, I have put together some of my thoughts as a PowerPoint. Can you allow me to share the screen? Here
Yes.
I have it here. Thank you very much. So, sorry, let me go to full screen. So basically, I don't want to go into all the details, but really what's happening is that the universities need to reinvent themselves. And the first thing to do is to have an awareness of their surroundings. Every university is located in a unique business system. I can see about 100 different clusters in Pakistan. And there is some university sitting close to it. But the only thing the university is not attending to is the cluster next to it. And this is a different subject altogether, clusters and how we identify them. But the basic thing I want to bring is that every university should look around it and around it should see what is the business environment right around the university. What is the logistics situation? What is the manufacturing situation? What are the technology levels and skill levels around it? And what is the culture and heritage of that area? So, because unless the university has a grip on that part around it, it cannot move further. It will otherwise be creating manpower which is not relevant to the industry around it or even the industry within Pakistan. It may be producing manpower for the American market, but nothing otherwise. So the other thing I would like to highlight is uh, as employers, what we are looking at is uh, we have people coming with master's and bachelor's degrees, and we find that high school skills are missing there. The language skills, people cannot write a good essay or a good business letter, let alone a normal letter. They don't know how to open it, how to close it, inside, the punctuations. It's awful. So these skills are actually not supposed to be in the realm of the university. The student joining the university must already be equipped with these small skills. And that is where we have universities have their own way of finding out, who is a bright student, FSC and SATS grades. I mean, these are just not enough. The students are, we have people, we have seen people who cannot write digits into sentences and sentences into digits. They cannot write a check. They cannot write a letter. Hmm? And they don't have social skills. So what is our input into the university? What is our grading? How do we grade the students coming to the university? And this is because we continuously, the universities are being sort of singled out for not putting out the right material. But their inputs are also not right. So it's very important that universities start to see what can be done. And here I would like to, sorry, uh, one fine example I would like to, IBA decided to, you know, uh, make the right raw material for its bachelor's class. And they have taken a lead in helping the government high school at Karundi. And that is being managed by IBA Sakhar. And that stands out. And I think more and more universities need to actually work with the government schools, because the other problem is our private schools, which are more like business houses, putting out uh, poultry chicken, um, so many A's and so many, double A's and everything. But a lot of skills are still missing. So I think we need to go back to the government schools and build them up in a certain way. And that is where the university, every university would have a school in its vicinity. The university should start working with that school to bring the students up to a certain level where they are the right raw material. I meet with engineers who don't have high school level physics or chemistry knowledge, and they write ENGR with their name. So that is a very, very sad sort of situation. So many years, so much parents' money, everything gone in, and the person is not equipped either for his core skills or for his social skills. So this is something we need to seriously look at. And the faculty needs to stop patting its own back. uh, it's constantly happening. Oh, these are the numbers. We did so well. We did this and we did that. So that's the other thing. I mean, Akshay is going to follow me with from the ORIC. ORIC is a name which I coined together with Mr. Suhail Naqvi back in 2008 at HEC. I was heading that committee. And I have seen that universities have paid only lip service to ORIC, and at time they were being funded at time from the HEC fund, but that has not led to any stellar results. So I hope that AXA will be giving us some good news. But generally, that was what was happening. And universities are saying, oh, we put out so many numbers and so many PIDs have come out and so many things. But at the end of it, no products have come out. All this has not helped the industry to flourish. So the faculty needs to go back into thinking what is to be done. Some serious work needs to be done at the faculty and in fact in the hiring of the faculty also. The other observation I would try to place, I mean, even from the point of view of ORIC and many other reasons, the business school should be at the heart of every university. This is the institution in every university which should connect the inside to the outside. You see, they are the people who should be doing the market research, who should be doing the databases, who should be running, in fact, even the finance of the company. More than that, should be studying the culture inside and outside and see what needs to be done. So if the business school of the university is not able to run the business of the university, then it's not really worth its salt. So let me be very blunt about this. And so that is something, again, I want to put before this forum, that the business school needs to be reinvented. Here is a gentleman with the blinders. So the blinders are on both sides, on the university side and on the industry side. We are very fond of finding faults with universities, and we don't want to engage with them. The universities are very fond, as I've said earlier, patting their own back and coming up and saying, कि ये industry में lift नहीं करवाती, right? Or they all the time we have this standoff between two sides. So let's say the faculty has its own weak points and the business has its own emergencies, exigencies. उन्होंने सरकारी अफसर से अपनी जान भी बचानी होती है, कारोबार भी चलाना होता है, और उनको तो कोई ग्रांट नहीं मिलती, उन्होंने तो अपना काम खुद करना होता है. So but still there are some businesses and some champions of society working, leading the business, who need to do something for the change, who need to, let's say, put a carrot in front of somebody, like creating student projects or giving some research grant or something or the other, pulling people out of their university seat, bringing them to the marketplace, and getting them connected. Then we need to promote volunteer work. Businesses could give the leadership for volunteer work, and also through our chambers of commerce, through our trade bodies, and through our individual reach, we need to write to the university syndicates or on all the changes which are needed. So that is also something where the business needs to step out and be proactive on this. There is no point in only finding faults. We need to go ahead and be counted in, let's say.
Sir, you have pointed rightly. Let's hear from the university side as well, what academia has to say.
Okay, I am just at the end of it.
Right,
you see, this is probably my last slide or so. Universities, you see, we need to innovate. The university as we have known so far is probably, this is the last decade. Traditional education is out and something else is going to take its place. So it's not too soon to start looking at that thing. So thank you very much. This is all from my side.
Doctor, thank you very much, Saimtaz. You really pointed out rightly that the students graduating from the university, most of them lack the basic skills that industry is looking for. Dr. Aksa, since you are part of one of the large public sector university, and this is one of the largest female school in Asia, your thoughts on the quality of graduates we are producing?
Well, I'm very glad that I had a bit of a problem, I believe, with the internet connection, but I think it turned out for the best because with Mr. Imtiaz Rastagar sharing his views first, he's given me a plethora of things on which I can give universities insight. Well, the problem is multidimensional. It's not just now. We also frequently, when we have university and industry advisory board meetings and so on, we hear this criticism. I wouldn't actually call it criticism. We hear this positive feedback that our students lack the very basic communication skills, even when it comes to writing, when it comes to speaking, when it comes to communicating. And as you rightly pointed out, that these are high school level skills which actually should have been in them before they had even entered the university. Now, that is again something which is very multidimensional. A lot of bodies are responsible primarily because I hear it from my parents' generation that at least when they were studying, there was not a class system when it came to schools. Everybody, or at least most people, went to a public school and they had similar sort of skills. But now, because of this class system that exists at school level, unfortunately, due to that, even at times, we have students coming in because we, as a public sector university, we have students or women coming in mostly, I'll confess, from low middle class or at most from middle class families, and sometimes even lower economic class also joins in a university like ours. So there is a very big problem with their basic communication skills, and that's even more complicated with the use of English language. So we, at least at the university level, we really try now. We're very conscientious of the fact, and we try even in our individual courses, which teachers give out, and also otherwise that we could, let's say, groom them, or at least make an attempt into improving these skills so that when they go out into an industry, they're more useful. However, nevertheless, a lot of effort has also to come out from the students' side because, as Imran is aware, I'm also an electrical engineer by education, and I'm an associate professor of electrical engineering. I had these very bright students of mine who had graduated with very flying GPAs come up to me a year later and complain that they haven't gotten a job. And now I knew that they were academically, technically very bright. They had very high GPAs. So out of nowhere, I just ended up asking them, just out of my own curiosity, who's the president of Pakistan? And I was shocked that those girls who had very high GPAs couldn't even answer that. And this is even more ironically, I think this is an even more worse example because these days with this current government, it's very popular amongst the youth. So normally the youth knows who's in position of power more with regards to this government as compared to previous governments. And they discussed with each other, they giggled, but they couldn't answer who the president of Pakistan is. And at that moment, I told them that if I had to hire you, and I know that your GPAs are good, I wouldn't hire you just on this very basic response that you have given me. However, over here, I don't fully blame the teachers with regards to, let's say, the students' poor lack of knowledge or their lack of grooming, because with the formation of ORICs, now, even though I'm representing an ORIC office, or with these new policies which HEC came over throughout the years, the importance of quality of teaching went down. Now, with regards to a teacher, his success or his next promotion, it has absolutely no link to how much he teaches or how well he or she teaches. When we linked his complete progress only to the amount of, let's say, research publication he or she churns out, or only to the amount of, let's say, patents that he could do in a year, and it has no connection with his quantity or quality of teaching, that was bound to go down. And even today in universities, when there is no credit to this side, this has gone down. So that's where setting up ORIC offices or emphasizing that quality of research goes up. We have also at the same time ensured that the quality of teaching went down, because not all people employed at a university can be good researchers or they can be good teachers. Both, of course, there are rare examples who are good at both, but faculty also has their own skills, and the system is designed in a way that we're only emphasizing on the importance of few things. They're also, unfortunately, now ORIC offices have over time gained a lot of importance. Initially, faculty and I think universities were not very happy to accept them. But now, over times, they have increasingly become important because it has increasingly been realized that having research projects, having industry liaison, doing research, or working on problems which can immediately solve a problem of the local industry is useful, not just for individual faculty members' growth, but also of universities' growth. So that culture has come in. And indeed, we're very far from a position where we actually churn out a product which can be of immediate use to the industry. So there, as Mr. Imtiaz very correctly pointed out, that if industry can, let's say, play a proactive role by writing it out to university syndicates or putting it out at appropriate forums, that industry should also be more involved. And we too, as a university, we need to be collaborating, let's say, more with the industry to have research which is actually useful. But there also, as I would also, let's say, point out, I will not call it criticism, but a positive feedback with regards to industry, that I have personally seen, that let alone industry sponsoring any kind of research at a university, I've seen there are times even benign requests like, let our students or faculty visit your industry. Let them just come in for a benign visit, tell them by your own mouth, by horse's mouth, because students don't take everything the teachers say seriously. So you tell them how important communication skills are. You tell them what skills you require for your industry. Let's just do that exchange. Let's just do it with the faculty so that the teachers know how better they can prepare the students for you. There, I mostly feel that it's not that that's going to cost the industry any money, or it will not be a monetary burden. However, I've seen reluctance even with regards to these activities where it just requires, let's say, cooperation or time on their behalf than just anything else. So when we have, let's say, a barrier, even with regards to things like these, the fact that they will actually, because I understand they have to deal with government and all other various issues, the fact that they'll actually come in and contribute financially is a dream far-fetched for us.
Thank you, Dr. Aksa. You pointed out rightly that what are the challenges of academia. I, being an innovation consultant, although I'm not really happy to see that there is a lot of gap between industry and academia, at the other side, being an innovation consultant, I see a business opportunity that I can bridge both these words. And that's where our business model is. And as Imtiaz said, the business school needs to be the business of the university. Sir, there are more than 50 universities in Pakistan where you can find more than 100 PhDs. So I would say there are universities like Law College where are more than 250 PhDs or close to 300 PhDs. You cannot find probably McKinsey or Bain or PwC might not just have so much number, such a high number of PhDs. So universities need to be consulting houses. They can be the best consulting houses in the world because they have the talent, the expertise, and with the students combined, they can really be the next PwC, Bains, and McKinseys of this world. Unfortunately, we have time constraint. We will down to last 1 minute, last 30 seconds to both of you to conclude this, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aksa. You have just nailed the whole thing. ORIC actually, when we created ORIC, the whole thing was research, innovation, and its commercialization. It was never about writing papers. Interestingly, this concept was hijacked into writing papers. Everywhere, every ORIC I visited, they say we got so many papers published because that's the easy way. So that was something. And interestingly, when I have discussed with people, I have found that they don't make a difference between invention and innovation. You see, that's a totally different subject altogether, which we should discuss some other time. So, and that is the level of education we have where we cannot make a difference between the two. You see, and it's truly, language is very much a problem. And I think there has to be some answer to this. And that answer could be through language labs or something. I mean, most of us, I started life on a art school. You see, it was a government art school that there were no chairs, etc. But most of us learned the English language systematically, and we do not make grammatical mistakes. And there are so many people, my generation and older generation. Now we have all this and we still have this. So sorry, that's my just a little bit on this. Thank you.
Yes, we can hear you, Dr. Aksa.
Yes. So is it my turn because I got disconnected again?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. No, no. But we at the university, we're very optimistic that it may not be a quick change, but slowly we will get to that target where we actually do research which solves industry's problem. And there is an increased awareness, not just in faculty, but among students also with regards to innovation and entrepreneurship. And there is also this increased awareness and a university priority that now, instead of, let's say, making our, I will say women, because we're focused mainly on women, not just churning out women graduates who are looking for jobs or actually cooking very yummy chapatis, they actually become entrepreneurs and actually create more employment opportunities. And I'm always very pleased and very happy to see that the young women themselves also realize, and they actually feel that with regards to our the way our society is structured, being entrepreneurs is perhaps even more well suited to them. Otherwise also, because men and women do tend to think differently on certain lines. So with men it's only about probably they'll make up a lot of money. With women it's also they believe it's more manageable and it's more convenient, and running successful businesses and then also helping everybody else around. So yes, we're optimistic, and inshallah things will move in a positive direction.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aksa. With this positive note from Imtiaz Saab and Dr. Aksa, I believe there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we see something amazing happening with industry academia collaboration in next decade in Pakistan. And I believe Pakistan can be a $500 billion innovation economy just in a decade. And if we bring industry academia together, this is bound to happen. Thank you very much to both of you. We're grateful for your time. AIM Consulting is looking forward to take this dialogue to the next level.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Have a good day.